Hello motorcycle enthusiasts. Today we will disassemble the carburetor of a 1982 Kawasaki KZ750 together. As always, I will show you this using one chamber. The others are constructed identically. You can do that yourself. What tools do we need? In this case today, we need my small Allen wrench set because someone has already installed Allen screws here. You will most likely need a Phillips screwdriver in size PH2. Then I always have a large selection of flathead screwdrivers in different sizes here. Then I have this small homemade special tool, which is a bent hook made from a paper clip wire, with a small handle attached at the bottom. Yes, there. We need an 8mm open-end wrench. We need a slim punch, and a small and powerful flashlight works quite well. So friends, let's start with the float chamber. We don't need to disassemble a choke because this one has a wonderful mechanical choke with throttle valves. So it's old school. Choke means to choke, so to speak. Here, to put it simply, the airflow is choked off. That's why we don't need to disassemble it. It stays inside. Let's start with the float chamber. There are 4 screws here. These screws need to be loosened and completely unscrewed. For you, these are most likely Phillips head screws. What do I do if such a Phillips head screw is defective, if the head is damaged and my tool doesn't grip? For that, I'm linking a video above. And meanwhile, I'll completely unscrew the screws here. The screws are out. You can now simply lift the float chamber cover upwards. We can already see here that it will need a new gasket. It is, of course, it really looks neat. Yes, nice and clean. Okay. One very important note. Please always check the video description in all the videos you watch from me. If later on, there is a tip or something I might have forgotten to mention about this carburetor, I can always add it in the video description. Additionally, you will also find the email address of someone to whom you can send the carburetor for ultrasonic cleaning. So we now need the pin. You see the float here. And the float sits here on a small axle. And I push it out with the pin. So I can pull it out to the side here. Now I hold the float, pull the pin out again, and now I can remove the float. The float needle valve is attached to the float. This way you can see it better. Exactly. So I set it aside. And we continue with the jet holder of the main jet. This carburetor has 2 main jets, namely the primary and the secondary main jet. And next to it, we have, I think I'll take this out first, a small plastic plug. It's plugged in here and equipped with an O-ring. Of course, it definitely needs to be replaced as well. I'll also link a repair kit in the video description for you. And to preempt the question, does the carburetor uncle make money with the repair kit? That's the cool thing about it. If you click on this affiliate link, you support the maintenance and expansion of our channel, and you also support a great shop with fantastic reviews. So, let's continue. So, the primary and secondary main jet. We need the 8mm open-end wrench. We need a screwdriver. And I usually do it in such a way that I loosen the main jet here, but leave it in place. Then I don't have to think later. Where does each jet go? Loosened and unscrewed the jet holder. This is what it looks like. Next, the primary main jet. Like this. This is it. And then we have the idle jet here. It sits here in this shaft. In there. Exactly. What do I do if the idle jet is damaged? If the slot is simply no longer there and I can't unscrew it? I'm linking a video above with a proposed solution to this problem. So I'm going to let it fall out now. This is what it looks like. And then we're actually already done on the side of the float chamber. We continue with the lid of the diaphragm housing. Again here, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. For you, most likely Phillips head screws. I already have the advantage here that the owner has installed Allen screws, so I can show you this properly. So these 4 screws need to be removed. I'm holding the lid in place with one finger. Why? Because I know there's a spring underneath here. Here sits the slide with the diaphragm, and it is loaded with a spring. So now I carefully lift the lid straight up. Here is the spring. It's just inserted. I can take it out. And then we look at the slide with the diaphragm. The diaphragm is still sitting fantastically in the groove of the housing. That looks good. When you disassemble this, you can immediately check if the diaphragm is undamaged. The slide is then pulled out upwards. Please be careful here. Sometimes the diaphragm sticks a little. This is what it looks like then. As mentioned, please hold the diaphragm up to the light and check for cracks or holes. If you want to disassemble the part load needle, we stick it. Let's take a look inside. Great. You will see a small screw with a slot in there, and I am going to open it now. Like this. We can let this part fall out. This is the screw that holds the needle in place, and we can now also let the needle slide out here. So here we have the part load needle. Everything can be cleaned thoroughly there. And here we have the mixture screw, which is located on the upper side of the carburetor. In there, exactly. You can, of course, first count how far was it out. What was the carburetor setting when it was still in the motorcycle? So count along. How many turns do I need to screw it in? Then you'll know how far it was out. Otherwise, I'll write the basic setting from the manual in the video description for you. The screw is unscrewed. But well, this is what it looks like. It's the one with the tip on the screw. There is a spring, a steel washer, and an O-ring. And to get this out, I use this small self-bent hook. There we have the spring. And now, oh, we were lucky, the two are stuck together. I'll show you that in a moment. 1 second. We have here just the same. A washer, an O-ring, and this is where the screw goes. This is the assembly order. Screw, spring, washer, and O-ring. Yes, friends, with that, we are pretty much done with the disassembly. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd be happy if you leave a thumbs up or, of course, a subscription. Remember, the assembly video is also available. You can find it linked above now, and otherwise, I wish you lots of fun with the project and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.